Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Profitable Salon Owner, where we get salon owners profitable
Fast.
very fast. And thank you to Vagaro Salon Software for having us today. We are so grateful to be able to share business and marketing ideas with all of you. And of course, we are huge fans of the Vagaro system. It's got to be the go-to place for marketing these days. And of course, we're going to be talking about marketing today.
We are. All right, Eileen, let's get to the next slide. Here we are. We got a new picture. We have a new picture.
We do.
Of course,
we do
with
indeed. And of course, we've got a glass of champagne because we're always sharing and expressing something, right?
That's right.
Yeah. I think it's better than that caricature we had too. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. This is us in the flesh.
In the flesh. There we go. All right, let's get cracking.
All right, you are what you promote. So we are going to talk today about creating your niche.
Now, what is a niche?
What is a niche? Good question. I think in 2 slides from now, we have the whole thing about what is a niche. But basically, it's all about understanding our changing industry and how do we fit in.
Now, when I said that this is all about marketing, it is really, really important to understand your niche because marketing is one of the things that we have to be doing every single day that we open our businesses. I think people are always really interested to find out that not only do they have their specific profession, but their other job is always marketing.
Yeah.
You have to be marketing. ABM.
Always be marketing. So where do you fit in? So we're talking today about the salon and spa industry. It's pretty general. That's a pretty general term.
For sure.
And you could be a stylist, or you could be a spa professional.
Yeah, so you could be a salon or spa owner. There's all sorts of things that you could be. You could be a business owner without even being a service provider yourself. I mean, there's all sorts of ways to be involved in
the salon
and
spa industry. What we want to do today is drill down.
Exactly. And we have to really, take a look. I mean, the things that we know about the salon industry that have stayed the same since sort of time immemorial, and that is the fact that we create fashion and beauty for our clients. That's the given. However, everything else changes.
And that's really why we want to talk about where is it that you fit into this industry. You can say you're a stylist, but that is a big umbrella. Let's drill down even deeper to go to what it is that you love, what it is that you love to do.
Because if you focus on what you love to do, because, they always say, do what you love and the money will follow. Well, you know what? It's a really true statement.
Yeah. All right. So this next 50 minutes, we're going to talk about where do you fit in? And hopefully by the end of our discussion today, you will have decided to really drill down and pick one area where you really excel or that you're really passionate about. And then we're going to tell you what that's going to mean for you.
Exactly. Well, usually it means dollars and cents.
All right. So what changes you can expect? So we talked about changing industry. I think our competition is tougher now than it ever has been.
Well, I have to agree with you, Kath, because it isn't just other businesses. It's really also the stylist in the chair next to you, especially when we are looking at chair and booth rentals, where, we no longer have that sort of real necessarily that team environment. Every single stylist in the place, you're really vying for the same client. So we've got extremely tougher competition. And what does that look like? How does that affect your business? And of course, that's one of the things that we're going to address today, because we do have some suggestions and answers on that score.
Yeah. And then consumers.
Skeptical.
Because of the internet, consumers are way more skeptical than they ever have been. And we really have to prove to them that we're educated and what we know.
Exactly. So, here's where product knowledge, understanding your craft, et cetera, is It's absolutely the number one priority that you have, is to be able to really be able to talk about what you do and the products that you provide in a really knowledgeable, forthright way. Because no longer do consumers believe, just anything. They have probably already looked up products online or whatever. So it behooves you to really understand what it is that you're doing.
And let's face it, we can't all be good at everything. So, you can say you're a stylist, but does that mean that you're good at absolutely every single thing when it comes to doing someone's hair? I've been in the beauty industry for well over 40 years, and there were things that I hated to do. Like if somebody ever walked in the door and wanted a braid, I ran the other way, because that wasn't what I did. That wasn't what I was passionate about. So it's knowing what we're passionate about. It's knowing what we're good at, and then really honing in and finding out how we're going to make that pay for us.
Got it. Because, when you talk about a fractured marketplace, it really is, it's all over the map. And we see it in one block in downtown core. You might see all sorts of different salons, or offering all sorts of different services and all sorts of different pricing. I mean, it is unbelievable. There's really no cohesion at all, is there?
No, not anymore. And I mean, talking about the internet, when we talk about a fractured marketplace, the internet is now going after some of the things that we traditionally or should have been doing with our clients, and that is vying for the retail dollars.
Yes, well, you know how we feel about the retail dollars, don't we? It is a gift that we continue to give away to all sorts of other business owners. We do not take ownership of it. We do not recognize its importance in the marketplace. And I think we do a really poor job overall in our industry of taking care of our clients' retail needs.
Hear, hear. I cannot disagree with you, Aileen.
Well, thank goodness on that one, Catherine. We disagree about so little when it comes to this business.
Yeah.
But we do have our moments, don't we?
We do. So what exactly is a niche, and why do I need one?
Well, I've always thought of a niche as a little crevice in a wall.
Yep.
Aha! There you go.
Well, and that's a good way of putting it,
Exactly.
because a niche is, drill down and go deep in a small segment.
Exactly. So when you start thinking about a niche, start thinking about that as sort of a little small cavity. And this is a small cavity where you are going to hide your skills. I shouldn't say hide your skills. You're going to
bring them out.
Bring them out. You're going to feature them, and
Yeah.
usually that's what a niche is. When you see a niche in a gallery or whatever, it's they've chosen one piece to really highlight and then spotlight, and that's the same thing that we're talking about right now.
And then why do I need one? You need one to stand out from the crowd. Really, that's what it is. You need one so that you're not trying to be all things to all people. You need one so that you can take what you're passionate about and turn it into dollars.
And let's talk about a couple of people that we know, Catherine, who have really excelled at niche marketing. One of those, my favorites, of course, is Amy, who is an overall stylist, professional stylist.
Yeah.
She does everything, but she excels at working with clients who have fine and thinning hair. Like she works at developing volumized hair. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is her specialty, and that's
how she markets herself.
Yeah.
And then Christina.
Yes.
Weddings.
Yeah. Exactly. She does an amazing job. She is still a stylist who works in her salon on a regular basis, and she does everything, but her niche is creating that wedding fashion.
Yeah, and she has it on her car. That's what she promotes.
Yep.
She doesn't promote like everything. She promotes weddings.
Exactly. And we also know a couple of people who do nothing but color.
Mm-hmm.
We take a look at Yasmin. That is all she does, is she focuses on color, and she is so well known to be an extreme color specialist, right? So we're not saying that you can't be do all the other things that stylists do. But what we're saying is, what is it that you love and that you really excel at? Is it curly hair?
We're going to get into all of those different
right?
things, and we'll explore them all and see, where you can go with it. I'm hoping this is resonating with everybody. Can you just let us know? Everybody's been very quiet this morning. Can you just let us know that you're hearing okay? Because we have quite a few people on the phone. So just let me know. Can you type? Or we have one person that's probably one or two people that are going to be able to type in, because most people are on the phone this morning, which is unusual.
Yeah, thank you for being on the phone too. We like that. So yes, so do I need a niche? Yes, in today's marketplace, you really need a niche. You need a way to stand out from the person standing next to you. You need a way to stand out from the rest of your teammates in a team-based salon.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it becomes even more important if you are in a booth rental, chair rental environment. I think it becomes even more important when you're in that. So you have your own business, you're standing there, you have your own business, but like, what are you going to specialize in is basically what we're trying to get at today. So the what? So we said we would tell you what a niche is. It's the practice of finding and exploiting a narrowly defined but deep and lucrative specialist market.
Well, that's a real mouthful, but I think that is a great thing to copy, stick on your wall, and remember the practice of finding, and I love this word, exploiting. In other words, finding the opportunity within that narrow margin to make use of your skills and benefit and profit from them. So the exploiting is the key action phrase here.
Absolutely. So let's get working on that, ladies.
And gentlemen.
And gentlemen, yes, I can't tell who our phone callers are, but there's usually men on the call. So the why to all of this is to help you stand out from the competition.
You know what they talk about when you're outstanding in your field.
Well, there you go. That's what we need. We need you to stand out from the competition, because it is a competitive market out there.
It's extreme. It's gotten to the point where it's an extreme, and I think one of the biggest problems again is when you combine that with a fractured marketplace and an educated consumer, it changes everything, because nobody really knows where to go. They don't really know how to address all these issues that keep coming up. So by having this narrow niche, you have more of an opportunity to capture a very specific audience.
And then, we talk about this all the time. Like, I'm sure you guys get tired of us hammering this home to you about defining your target market. But if you choose a niche, that does it for you. It narrows and defines your target market, so you know who your client base is, who you're going after, and it helps you to simplify your marketing message. It's really hard to market to a broad base.
It's really hard to say, well, I do, and of course we do hear this all the time. Well, we do everybody's hair. Right? Yeah. And everybody is our client.
From children to 90-year-olds.
Yeah, everybody is our client. And that's very nice, isn't it? However, if you drill down and say, for example, you are maybe you cater to professional women, right? And that is your target market. And you know how to give a really polished look to a certain category of women. So it helps you to really, really focus what it is that you're doing. Now, here's the thing. You're still going to get children, and you're still going to get grandparents, right? You're not eliminating them. But what you're doing is you're focusing, and what you will find is that you draw more people towards you from that category.
And then what that also does is now you know where to go to look for those professional women. You know where to market to them. When I started building my business, for some reason, I've had teachers teachers built my business, and it was 2 women basically that started, because I'd moved to a different city. And these were some of my first clients. Those ladies actually built my business because they would go out and tell their friends, and they'd tell friends, and they tell friends. So I had a massive client base of teachers. What did that tell me? They worked during the day. When did I have to work?
Probably on weekends or evenings.
You got it. So
yeah. And so even just from that small example, you can see that having a target market can also help you determine how you have to run your business. It answers so many questions and gives you so much direction, doesn't it?
Yeah, it truly does. So when we talk about helping you to simplify things, this does it. Because I mean, really, if you are going after professional women and you are only working day hours, you need to either change your hours or rethink who you're going after, and maybe go after retirees or stay-at-home moms.
Right. And if you're going after the retired community, then you know that you've got a daytime business. You know, they've got the time to fill your chair between 9 and 5. So, you know, it really helps you focus on what you need to do to get your business going and up and running.
Truly. So that's the why.
I also think, Kath, you know, that simplify your marketing message is a really important topic to really drill down on.
Yeah, okay, you're right, Eileen, because we are overstimulated.
Yes.
As consumers,
yeah.
We are overstimulated. We are bombarded with marketing messages from all kinds of people. And so I think this is really helpful to be able to kind of target your message to the right people. Because if we're trying to target a message or make it generic to everyone, we miss the mark with everything.
For sure. And you think about, you know, say you're reading your local newspaper, you know, your community newspaper, you go through it and you see an ad from a salon and it says, oh, we do haircuts, blow dries, braiding, wedding, color, yada, yada, yada. And they list, you know, all their 25 services, right? And you kind of sort of gloss over. And on the next page, you come across one, we specialize in curly hair. Right. And all of a sudden you think, oh my gosh, really?
And that's not going to appeal to everyone, but that will jump out.
Exactly.
At a woman who has curly hair. Because let me tell you, they always have problem hair.
Exactly. So now all of a sudden you've captured somebody's attention. When it's sort of mass marketing and you have a selection of 20 choices, you think, well, there's an old expression. You can be master of, gosh, I forgot that.
There it was, gone?
Yep, gone. I'll think of it and I'll remember. I'll bring it up later.
All right. So simplifying your marketing, and that is huge in this day and age of consumers being bombarded with the internet, with Facebook, with all kinds of social media that, you know, we're constantly being, I can't even remember. There was some crazy amount of marketing messages that everybody sees every day. It was like in the thousands.
Yeah, you know, and how many flash through their face?
Yeah.
How do you choose, right? How do you choose?
Exactly.
So simplify.
And the how.
Well, I think the how is really important because this is where you have to do a little bit of self-analysis. And the first thing you want to do is to identify, what are you passionate about?
What are you passionate about?
Well, I'm passionate about selling. What are you passionate about?
Well, I am passionate about customer service.
Yes.
But in saying that, that's really large. But what I really honed in on when I was behind my chair was color.
Well, there you go. And it's funny that you should
color.
say customer service, because to me, you know, selling is all about creating exceptional customer service, right? It's that drill down, right? Because when you take care of your customers, the dollars take care of themselves. Right?
True words.
So, you know, like what are you passionate about and what are you good at?
Yep.
And you were really good at color.
Yeah. I mean, I was an okay hair cutter. I don't think it was my specialty. I think color was my specialty. I think I was really good at it. And that's what people came to see me for. Didn't mean that I didn't have clients that didn't have color, not many, but I really went after the color client. And I really encouraged all of the people that worked for me to figure out what their specialty was. And we actually, even on our website, would put specialist in.
Yeah. So,
for each person.
Yeah.
So, in my spa department, specialist in gel nails, specialist in facials, because that's what they were good at and that's what they loved. Doesn't mean they didn't do everything, but that's what we tried to build for them.
Right. And, the other thing about having a niche and becoming, marketing to your sort of your target is it pushes you to excel in a specific category as well. And I think that's really important because then like as you say, Kath, as a color expert, you had probably attended far more color classes than you did cutting classes, I bet, right? Like you really pushed yourself to make sure that you knew the latest trends, the latest fashion, the latest colors, all of those things. So it really, you pushed your expertise to make it all the better all the time.
Absolutely. I had a young girl that I was mentoring down in Toronto. And, when we started talking, she was a chair renter. And then she said, I really feel like I need to kind of hone in on something. And I said, well, what are you passionate about? Curly hair. So she started, everything we did, she started, like her website, everything said she was a specialist in curly hair. That girl built her business so much that she had to take on an assistant. She eventually opened her own salon because she couldn't keep up with the demand.
Exactly. And in fact, we've got a salon that we work with here in town too, who they are also curly hair experts. And it's amazing how much it drives their business. Again, they still get lots of other clients with other concerns or whatever, but that curly hair client is their big draw.
Yeah, for sure. And, so really sit down, have a good think about where you want to go with this. Because I really honestly would love to see each and every one of you specialize in one area.
Exactly. Because does it have the potential to make serious money? You bet.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, there are some things that may have the potential to make more money than other money.
For sure. I mean, let's face it, your chemical services tend to draw more money than say a basic haircut. However, if you're giving a fantastic haircut, you can charge for it.
Yeah. And most of us are afraid to charge.
Yeah. And that's the problem because, we have stylists here in hometown who charge well over $100 for a haircut.
Yeah.
And they get it and they do it in 45 minutes. So
because they specialize in it.
Exactly.
So where are you going to go and how are you going to get there?
Well,
all right. So
like
niches for stylists. So
there are so many. Let's take a look at a few of them. Well, we've talked a little bit about the curly hair specialist because we all know that curly hair has a mind of its own.
It does. And I know lots of people that have lots of trouble getting somebody that understands their curly hair.
Yeah.
And so, if I say to somebody, oh, I know a curly hair specialist, they will say, give me her name.
Yeah.
His name.
Yeah. And
they will definitely head in that direction.
Well, it's the same, I think, too, with, the fine hair specialist, because the majority of the population have fine and thinning hair. And I always think it's really interesting, because we talk to some stylists and salons about fine and thinning hair a lot because it's one of our passions, right? And it's amazing how many of them don't jump on the bandwagon. And I want to share a little story, an advertising story, because I think this always had such power for me. And this, I'm pretty sure it was Clairol back in the 80s, I think, advertised a retail color product, and they called it a water-based color. Well, basically, all color is water-based. But what they did is they took a word out of their ingredients and they focused on it and they made it seem as if it was something completely
Special.
different and special. Well, it really wasn't any more special than any other color, right? But they nailed their marketing on it. So the same thing with fine and thinning hair. As I said, like I think it's like 80% of the marketplace has fine and thinning hair. But imagine if you focus on that and say, we are fine and thinning hair specialists. Well, how many people in your city are saying that or doing that?
Very few.
Very few. And yet look at the market base that you can attract
and
to.
it's a huge market, because I now am in the hair loss prevention and hair loss solution market. And I went down that road because of that, because there are not a lot of people offering answers to people who are losing their hair.
No, and fine hair, you know how difficult people with fine hair, you know, it's they struggle with it all the time. What are their solutions? There are definitely ways to cut hair for people who have extremely fine hair.
Products.
There's products that they can use. And I always think, you know, this is a niche that we need to see more marketing done on. I think it's such a huge,
it's
neglected.
Huge. And hair loss prevention
well, that is enormous.
And hair loss replacement. Honestly, those are two niches that are, we see it now. They're starting to market now to scalp treatments and different things. They haven't done anything up until this point. Really, there's not been a lot out there. I think if you jump on the bandwagon with these now, you're
setting yourself up for a marketplace that's changing, and you're meeting the challenges. And we're seeing trichology and the word trichology more and more coming into the marketplace. Get on board. You know, here's something that you can tackle right now.
And Modern Salon just had a convention this past weekend, and it was Modern Salon plus hair loss prevention.
Wow.
So they're starting to recognize that it is a niche in our market.
Yes. So get on board, people, and let's do something about it. Hair straightening, you know, here's something that can honestly actually work towards hair loss prevention and replacement. That one's a toughie.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's still lots of curly haired people out there who want to have.
Well, hair straightening goes with African American hair, or some Hispanic hair, you know, so I mean that could go hand in hand with that. But ethnic hair is another one.
Exactly. There's another great niche, right? I mean, we all of North America, we've got a huge ethnic population who struggle to find people who can cope with their hair. So, you know, get on board, find your market in this way.
And then organic, that's a buzzword, but it's here to stay.
Yes, it is. And, you know, more and more consumers are extremely conscious of not only what they put inside their body, but what they put on top of their body. And that includes things like color, products, et cetera, et cetera. It is a big niche, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's one that is just waiting to be jumped on.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. And we talk about skeptical consumers and consumers being more aware. You know, the products that we are invested in are all natural products.
Yes.
And what's really interesting are the questions that people ask us when they come in, and how much research that they have done online.
For sure.
About these products. So if we're going to specialize, we need to have the answers for people when they ask us these questions. It really blows me away sometimes, because I think, wow, they have done a ton of research.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have the answers for people when they...
Yeah, because you are dealing with a far more knowledgeable consumer than we were even 15 years ago.
Absolutely.
At the turn of the century. Don't you love to say that? The turn of the century.
No, it makes me feel really old. And then the other one that I've seen a lot of, I have a few friends in the States that have done this, opened men's salons.
Well, we sure see a lot of it right here in River City, you know.
Yeah, right here in Victoria. That's for darn sure. I just was through the mall the other day and noticed there's a new men's salon in Mayfair Mall.
Yeah. And it's taking the men's beauty to a whole different level, right? Because men are totally interested in their grooming, and women are interested in their men's grooming, and it is an amazing niche.
So
and you know, one of the things I got to say this though, because I love the men's market.
Yes, you do.
Because I love men.
I'm not touching that one, Eileen.
But you know, the men's market, men are the most loyal consumers, and that's one of the things that I love about it, is because, you know, as women, you know what we're like. We can, you know, we take offense to, you know, perhaps you know, we got the wrong toner or whatever happened at our salon. We are so quick to leave we don't want to offend anybody, so we don't say anything about it. Whereas men are extremely loyal. And you know, they're just so much less conflict in dealing with the men's market, personality wise. I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying.
I would agree. And I always tell this story when we talk about men's market. I had moved a couple of times before I bought I had my own salon, and then I sold it for health reasons. And then I moved a couple of times to find my spot. And one of my male clients said to me, Catherine, how many more times are you going to move? And I said, I'm not sure. I am not sure. He said, because I will tell you, he said, I have been more loyal to you than I have to my wife. Now, knowing him, that was just a line. Great guy. But they will, you know, they are loyal to their stylist.
Absolutely. And the other thing that about the men is, if they recognize your professional status, and if you tell them to do something, they do it. You know, if you tell them that they need to be, you know, using a face cream, they'll do it. If you tell them how to style their hair, they'll do it.
If you tell them they need to come back and see you in 4 weeks, they will do it.
They will do it. So yeah,
good market. All right. So niches for spa professionals. I think this, you know, there's so many niches for a spa professional.
Exactly. And some of these you could actually use within the salon. You don't necessarily even have to have a whole spa in your salon. You can pick something out of here and just focus on a service.
Yeah. And the top one for me is, you know, facial specialist, because
absolutely.
I think that
you've built a whole business around
saying that, you know, like we give the best facials in town. And actually last night at my spa in Winnipeg, we had our annual we use Eminence. We had our annual Eminence event and had, I think, close to 70 people.
Wow.
For an evening event.
At a product event, you guys. This is
on
a product
Sunday
event.
night.
Yeah. I mean, this is incredible.
It sells out every year.
And it doesn't happen overnight, though, does it? It took you some years to build it. But you know what they always say, build it and they will come.
Yeah. But, you know, my business partner who is in the spa, she does a phenomenal job with this. And she really has gone out, and we honed in on, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to be the best facials, give the best facials in town. And that's what all our marketing does.
But it also brings in people who want to have their nails done. It also brings in people who want to have all sorts of other spa services done. You get the whole fallout because you still focused on facial specialists.
Absolutely.
And it's really an amazing when you drill down like this.
Yep.
The laser and med spa. Here's another one that's really, we're seeing more and more of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I see them opening up all the time. Again, you just need to make sure that you know your target market, and because there's lots of different, there's laser hair removal, there's laser skin tightening, you know, so I mean, within that, there's places to drill down even.
Exactly. So, you know, find something that really works. And of course, let's face it, the largest segment of the population is the baby boomer. And guess what's happening to the baby boomer population?
We're aging.
We're not only aging, but we've got more money than all the rest of you. So, and we want to spend it.
So be nice to us.
Yeah. So be nice to us and start creating niches for for your baby boomers.
And then, you know, a mom spa. We worked with somebody who has a mom spa.
Yeah.
So and they have babysitting.
Yeah. Well, and here's the great thing too, is usually the mom spas, they're filling their seats between 9 and 5 because they don't have to come on the evenings. They're usually around during the day. Yeah. So it's a great niche, but by being able to provide a certain amount of daycare or babysitting, it allows the moms to, relax, get their hair done or whatever services they want. It's a great trend.
Yeah, no, I love it. Lash extensions.
Oh,
We're
big.
seeing this. I mean, this is a really fairly new
Yeah.
niche
Yeah.
for our market. So lash extensions, waxing specialists, even though people are, having laser hair removal, waxing is still a big deal.
Especially facial waxing too, right? Like eyebrows, mustaches, chins.
Yeah. So I mean,
Talk about the hair on
again,
your chin.
it's getting to know. There's a woman in Hollywood who has made a fortune, and she branded herself as the brow queen.
Yes.
Doing brows. And she has a whole product line now of brow grooming accessories.
Exactly, right? I mean, it is totally incredible, how far you can go with a small niche, right? Yeah. And I love, doing small waxings like that, or something that you can also do in the salon, to make sure that, and if you ask every single person who comes in and gets their hair done or whatever, do you need this done? It's amazing.
Absolutely. Again, that's an add-on service.
Yeah.
And
money.
for massage therapists, if you want to do, what I didn't put on here, but I think is a big one is sports massage.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's so many athletes. One of a massage therapist that worked for me years ago now is in Canmore, and she works with high-level athletes.
Yes.
And so and that's what she was interested in. And, she had to change cities to go find her niche, but she was willing to do that.
Right. And also, I think this is another big one, is pregnancy massage, because it does take a sort of a special skill and understanding of what's going on to a changing body.
Yeah. Or you need a special table, for pregnancy massage. Another one that I think is really underserved is lymphedema, understanding lymphedema massage for cancer patients.
Yes. Yeah.
Because a lot of them, when they're going through treatment, get lymphedema.
Yeah.
And I would love to see more massage therapists understand lymphedema massage.
Yeah.
And then a nail bar.
Oh my gosh, Kath. Speaking of nail bars, I walked by a nail bar in the mall about a week or so ago, and I was absolutely blown away. They've got this fabulous sort of long bar, and like all the bar stools lined up, and they were packed.
Yeah,
absolutely packed. Now, I do remember when this salon opened up, and I would walk by, and they'd have one or two people or whatever. Like a year later, these guys are smoking it.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable. Again, they've drilled down and they found the thing that really works for them, and they own it.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we're trying to get through to you. We're trying to get you to own a segment of the business.
Right. And how do you do that? Okay.
All right. So you have to identify yourself as the expert.
And because I just want to say a word here, because I really find that our industry is very self-deprecating. We don't tend to recognize our own talents. And this is something that we really have to do, is that we have to own this, and we have to accept that we are good at something and brag about it.
Yeah.
We
really find that hard to do, though.
Yeah, I know. But we have to really get over that, because you can be an expert. You can be an expert at something.
And then create marketing collateral that supports that. So your business card, if you are going to identify yourself as a curly haired expert, that's what you're going to say on your business card. You're going to say, Aileen Eakins, curly hair expert.
You got it. And and that's when you give your card out, and people go, curly hair, right? And also, I'm very brash. I would actually, if I was standing behind a curly haired person in the supermarket, I would be tempted to say, oh my gosh, I love your curly hair. I specialize in it. I'd love it if you came and see me. Here's my card. Because, You're reaching out.
But if you have the collateral, so when we're talking about marketing collateral, we're talking about business cards that identify what you do.
Exactly.
What you're the expert
And it's
in.
not just your business cards either. You know, you want to put it on your business Facebook page. You know, you want to put it on your website. You want to have a note on your station, perhaps. You want to use it. You've got to use it.
And gather testimonials.
For sure.
That's huge.
You know, because if you've got curly hair clients and this is what you love to do, get them to say a little bit about you. Get them to either send you an email, a written email. If they're up to it, get them to do a quick little video on your phone. Get testimonials any way you can. They are so powerful.
Yeah. And educate through your website, video, blogs, Facebook ads, etc. Facebook ads can be very, very affordable
and powerful.
But I will tell you, if you are not doing video on your Facebook, you are missing the boat.
You got it. And they are so easy to do.
Oh.
You know, with the technology of the phones these days, a minute and a half. It's so easy, isn't it, Kath?
It is. A friend of mine who has a lot of online knowledge, she says now, like, we all have purse power, and that is, you've got your phone in your purse or your pocket power. Take the phone out and make a short video. You don't want to do things that are 5 minutes longer or longer. You want to do things that are between 1 and 3 minutes
at max.
Because I'll tell you, when I go to a video, the first thing I go down to see how long this is going to take.
Do I have 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Right? Or do I have 3 minutes? So you sort of say, okay, I'll watch this. Right?
Yeah. The other thing you can do, if a video testimonial from a client is always hugely impactful. Do an education minute.
Yes.
You know, for people, like, for whatever it is, if it's facials, something to do with the facial. If it's massage, something to do with massage. If it's curly hair, something to do with curly hair. And humidity. You know, right now it would be great in this part of the world to be talking about curly hair and humidity.
Yes, indeed.
And how to look after it. But that is critical.
Yes, because people they're always looking for that little nugget of information. What did I really get out of this, right? So use it as an opportunity to do, and really it's your own little ads.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that's what
they're fun to do. They're just so much fun to do.
Yeah. And then the thing I really believe in are give strong guarantees.
You do, because it's worth it. When you guarantee something, you're putting your work on the line.
Yep, you are. And you know, when we talk about strong guarantees, I'm going to tell you a story, and this actually happened in our business last week. We had a client who bought a take-home laser, and what a laser does for hair is it thickens the density of each hair. It is not going to bring hair back that is not there, but the hair that you do have on your head, it can help to thicken the density of each hair. This client took this. We sell 2 different lasers. We have one which has a 6-month guarantee, and if you don't see results within 6 months, you can bring it back. We have another one which is more expensive, but there is no guarantee with it. That company doesn't guarantee it. The first one I can send back to the company. The second one I can't. So we are very, very conscious of telling our clients when they're buying these, the differences between them, and that one doesn't have a guarantee and one does. Anyway, we had a client who came back and he said, it's, you know, thinking that he could get his money back within 6 months. And I said, but you bought the other brand. You bought the more expensive one. And we document everything. We have notes on everything. We had notes, and he said, and we made him aware of it. And he said, I won't return it. So anyway, he came back the other day and he was really annoyed. He was angry because we, you know, had in a phone conversation said, but you bought the other one. And he wrote a couple of emails back and forth, and I said, look, come in and sit down and talk to us. And so he came in, he sat down, I went through everything again, and I said, you know, I think you've invested so much in your hair to this point. This is just another investment. And you can't expect miracles in 4 months. This is a lifetime investment. Once we sat down with them again, but I said to him, if you are absolutely determined to bring this back, we will take it back. Even though there is no guarantee with this, and we told you. He left there, he apologized to us, and he said, I am keeping it. I just got caught up in something I was emotional about. So, you know what? Education is critical.
Absolutely.
But giving it, and whenever I said that to him about, we will take it back, we don't get our money back, but I will make this work. He was so apologetic. I think we have to guarantee what we do.
I do too. And, you know, yes, guess what? Occasionally you'll find some creepy customer who takes advantage.
Who will take advantage.
But you know what? It is really so rare that happens. It's really, really rare. So don't hesitate to guarantee your work. It will come back to you tenfold.
It will. So strong guarantees, I believe, are a must.
Absolutely.
Especially in this marketplace. People are used to it. Yeah. They're used to going to Costco. They're used to going to these places where they can take anything back.
Yeah.
And they're wearing what we do for them.
And, you know, occasionally, I mean, we've run into, you know, stylists who have guaranteed their color service, right? Yeah. And done a beautiful color service and had the client come back and say, you know, I hate my hair color. Well, really, they were just abusing the system. They were looking for a freebie. But when they went back over the consultation, et cetera, and the follow-up consultation at the end of the service, and I heard the client say, I love it, and it is everything that I asked for, they could show that, you know, the client was a creepy client.
Yeah. But you know what, even if they are, do it, but just that would be it for me.
Yeah, you fire the client.
So don't be afraid. What we're trying to say is don't be afraid of guarantees.
Exactly. They stand the test of time in the end.
And if you're going to be the expert, you're going to have to put yourself there.
You got it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yes, it is.
So, all right. So the result.
Well, I think the result of being a niche marketer and a niche expert is people will pay more for perceived experts.
Absolutely.
And we
100%.
just don't mean, you know, like they perceive you. You want to be that expert. You want to really make sure that you know what you're talking about in your specific field.
Yes.
Because there, you know, just what we were saying about the stylist who gets over $100 a haircut in 45 minutes. That's perceived value.
Yeah.
And expertise.
Yeah. Expertise is the word.
Yeah.
And credibility occurs when you are visible in your niche. Stand out from the crowd. Yes. That's what that means. Stand out from the crowd.
And again, you know, like even looking at, you know, the fine and thinning hair experts within your salon who focus on volumizing hair, right? That is creating visibility in a huge marketplace because very few people are doing it.
Absolutely. And it means marketing becomes less complicated. So, and that's really, in this day and age, that is a big part of this.
It is because, you know, so often marketing is so big and it is so varied and it can be expensive if not used correctly. Yeah. So by having a niche, you absolutely have an opportunity to narrow the field of what it is that you're going to do, be very specific about what you're going to do, and make sure that your dollars are spent wisely, right? It's one thing to say, take a, $101 bills and just throw them up in the air and see where they land. But if you take a $100 bill and focus it on one place, you are bound to hit the market.
Yes, you will definitely have a better result. I always talk about, you know, by marketing to everyone, it's like throwing mud at a wall.
You got it.
To see what sticks.
Yeah.
It's just a really difficult way to market. Whereas honing in, drilling down, knowing your market and becoming the expert makes everything less complicated.
You got it. I think that just sort of nails it and really kind of wraps it up for us too, Kath.
So we hope that you took something away from the one gold nugget that you could take away from this webinar today, and if we could do one thing, it's to look at your business, the way you're doing it, and seeing what it is that you could specialize in.
And what you can call your own, what you are going to be famous for. Because in the end, that's what it does for us. It makes us famous in one area. Now, if you would like the slides from this presentation, we will be sending a PDF to the Vagaro, lovely people at Vagaro, and you can email them at support@vagaro.com and ask them for a copy of the PDF, and they will happily send that to you, I am sure. And in the meantime, Catherine and I are www.theprofitablesalonowner.com, and you can always reach us at info@theprofitablesalonowner.com, and we're always at the end of an email.
Absolutely, and we hope that you find your niche.
Yeah, find your niche. Find your. I forgot the word I was looking for. Oh, how to end it, right?
Find your niche.
Find your niche.
And have a great, great week.
Yes, be an expert.
Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next month. Take care.